In this video, we're going to be looking into Phi-3, a new large language model released by Microsoft. We're also going to compare Phi-3 with Llama3 and other industry-leading large language models, along with their benchmarks. We're going to be investigating retrieval recall, metrics, and other technical details to see which one stacks up. If you're a company trying to integrate AI into your business, get in contact. And now, enjoy the video. Now, Phi-3 is a small language model. Now, there are three models released by Microsoft. We have the Phi-3 Mini, we have the Phi-3 Small, and we have Phi-3 Medium. Now, they have various different parameters. So, for example, Phi-3 Mini, the one that is actually open source right now, they can download right now, is 3.8 billion parameters. And the other ones are 7 billion and 14 billion. And they will be of different measurements that we will see in just a second. And the best part about this model is that this can run on an iPhone. Now, the biggest advantage of this model compared to other models is the fact that it's smaller in parameters and can be competitive in many different scenarios, especially on a device. We're going to look into the technical report where we can see the metric comparisons between different benchmarking datasets and different large language models that we have right now. And on the left side, we have the Phi-3 Mini, and this is the model that I'm going to be focusing on because of the fact that this is a model that can be run on a small device like iPhones, and compared to the newest open source model, which is Llama3 Instruct, which is 8 billion parameters. And over here, as we can see, on MMLU, it's gotten a 2% increase. We are seeing a 2% increase on, well, actually, they have the average over here at the bottom. And we can see it pretty much has a 2 to 3% increase in most of the benchmarks. And then when you compare to Phi-3 and Phi-3 Medium, we're also seeing a pretty significant increase in benchmarks by around 5 to 8%, which is very, very strong. What's actually interesting is that over here, they haven't actually posted the benchmark comparisons between Phi-3 and models like Claude. However, when we see on the website, the quality is actually quite bad over here, but we can still see something, which is it's doing pretty competitively to Claude 3 Sonnet, which is the medium of all the Claude 3 models, or in the middle, and it's doing almost as good as the Claude 3 Sonnet, which is quite impressive. However, on the MMLU benchmark, it is definitely lagging behind, but yeah, there is that. Now we actually look into the technical aspects of the various models. By the way, if you're still watching, feel free to subscribe. I make content on technical and non-technical videos on LLMs, machine learning, so go ahead, subscribe, and enjoy the video. So over here, this is a table that I have made myself. And over here, we can see the context windows, the parameters, retrieval recall, cost, and fine-tune. And we have the different latest leading language models that we have in the market right now. So first things first, we have the context window. Over here, the Phi-3 is promising a context window of 228,000. So pretty standard, nothing new. But over here, the Claude 3 actually takes the king. It has the highest context window out of all of them. Now, one thing that I had a trouble finding is the parameters that were for Claude 3 and for GPT-4. Now, GPT-4, even though it's written 1.76 trillion, this is something that I've found from different sources. It's not actually the actual number. The Claude 3, nobody actually knows. Some saying it's 2 trillion, 8 trillion, we don't know. But considering this is an open source model, we are getting a 3.8 variant, 7, and 14. And of course, a Llama3 is also going to release a 400 billion parameter, so hopefully we will see something quite interesting. Now, when it comes to recall, this is the most, or in my opinion, probably the most important metric out of all the language models. And unfortunately, none of these, except for Claude 3, didn't actually did not find a good source where they show a recall or needle in the haystack evaluation for these, which is a pretty sad in my opinion. But however, on the cost side, most of the really strong models like Claude 3 and GPT-4, they have a premium. But these, like Phi-3, Llama3, and Mistral 7, they're all open source. They are free to run. Of course, you can host it on Azure AI, which will cost when you productionize it. But overall, to play with it, to do your own applications, it's open source, it's free for anyone to use. And yes, you can fine-tune all of them, which is great. So that's a technical comparison of this model, like iPhone. Now, as we can see from here, from the technical paper, this is a graph showing the model size on the x-axis and the MMLU error rate on the y-axis. From this graph, the lower the score, the better. And we can see the model size in billions of parameters. So you have 1.65, 4.4, 7, and the error rate going down, even though the parameters are much, much smaller than, let's say, for example, Llama 2. And this was done because they have trained this model on a textbook, so not any scrappy data from the internet, but also using some really smart training methods. Now that is Phi-3 simplest form. Okay guys, hope you guys found it insightful. If you guys did, make sure you guys subscribe and I will see you in my next video.